Hey gang, welcome back to the 30 Days to Real Estate video series. My name's Joe Bell. I'm a real estate investor, real estate professional for 14 years, a coach, a mentor, all the titles, all the things in real estate. I've probably played a role around those titles at some point. Been real estate investing for the last 5 years, pretty strategically and very seriously. And at any given time here today, we have about 1.5 to 2 million tied up in investments in a number of different projects. So what you're looking at is my mind map, basically everything in my brain around real estate investing. I don't want to say I just threw up on the screen, but it's almost like a explosion onto the screen. Imagery. Anyways, this is a download of my brain in regards to real estate investing and some of the exact steps that you will need to consider and take if you're serious about real estate investing. And you can download this map. It's going to cost you $9 to download this map and have access to everything in it: spreadsheets, tips, tricks, strategies, all the fun stuff, all the cool stuff, calculators. Yeah. Everything that goes into setting yourself up for success within 30 days acquiring your next piece of real estate. So in this one, I wanted to talk about the important concepts we talked about last time here, making offers, what to consider, and going through control versus owning, which is the right way to go for you. And so just a couple of housekeeping, but kind of final thoughts on this whole map and this 30 days to your real estate deal, right? The objective here is for you to come into this and go through, get the knowledge, learn some of the specific factors when looking at real estate as an investment. And the majority of what we covered revolves around fix and flips, right? Those, we're looking for $30,000 to $40,000 opportunities, and that's what we highlighted on this map. So if that's something of interest to you, I'd say go click on the link, download the map. You have access to all of it, and you can also ask questions if things come up as you're starting to pursue this real estate investment side. So just a few things to remember. First and foremost, you can do this. The universe is on your side. I've had time and time and time again where the universe has shown up, whatever that higher power is for you, right? I mean, everybody has their own approach, whether it's supernatural, religion, universe, higher power, whatever it may be to you, it's on your side, okay? There's a old poem, I think, where it talks about Providence moving, right? Basically, when you make your mind up and you decide to do something, Providence will move for you. So I need you to have that confidence when moving into anything in your world, right? Whether it's real estate investing or something different. You can do this. You're fully capable. And here's the really cool thing that most people overlook. You have the resources. Can you talk to people? Do you have any sort of friends on Facebook or in your phone? Really, that's all you need. And then the gumption to go out and actually engage people and have that conversation. I remember a few years back, so from the time I was 9 years old until very recent, I've always had a coach in my life. And the only reason I stopped very recently is because, quite frankly, I haven't been able to afford the one I want just yet, but it's definitely in my action plan. It's a lot of money, and it will be well worth it, but it's not tied to strategic money-making activities, right? Anyway, I'm going down a slippery slope. So where was I going with this story? Oh, yeah. So a few years ago, I had a coach. Super important. Have a mentor, have a coach. And at that time, we had 2 pieces of real estate that had failing roofs. And I was talking to my coach about this. And he had some sage advice. He said, wow, Joe, 2 leaking roofs. Man, the universe must be totally out to get you right now because you're super close to having that breakthrough. Let's think about that for a minute, right? Those moments where the world is testing you, you must be so dang close to having a breakthrough. It just wants to give you a little bit of a hurdle to jump through, right? So in those moments where it doesn't seem possible, doesn't seem likely, you don't know how to do it, you don't know where to get it, whatever it is, I need you to fall back on ultimately the universe has your back, and you have to believe that it's going to be there to catch you. Things are going to happen in your world. They're going to happen for a reason. They're going to happen for a learning opportunity. Get over it. Okay? Yeah, things suck. Things are going to show up that suck. There's going to be shitty situations, and you just have to understand that there's a reason for whatever's happening in your world. I don't know why. I can't explain it. All I know is that I believe that the universe has my back, and it has shown up time and time again. So I want you to understand that. You can do this. Everything is out there for your taking. You just have to do it, right? So what's the Shia LaBeouf? Do it! All right. Second very important piece of information. Seek legal advice. So in all of this, when you're starting to gear up, it's always smart to understand the laws wherever you're at, whatever market, anything along those lines. But you need to seek legal advice and make sure those pieces of the equation are taken care of and buttoned up. So look for a coach, a mentor. We have a coaching program. When you go to download this map, there's also a link to apply for our coaching program if you are looking at this serious. Like if you want to go and you want to change your life and you think that real estate investing is the right protocol in order to do that, right? The right vehicle. Any vehicle will get you there. You just have to choose which one the right vehicle is. So having somebody alongside and with you is a really important piece of the equation. And honestly, they can save you a ton of money. They can make you a ton of money. And it's nice to have somebody there that knows what the heck they're talking about, right? So don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have questions along those lines. Maintain an investor mindset. What does that mean? First and foremost, opportunity surrounds you. Second, everything is negotiable. And third, like I brought up in the beginning, the universe is on your side. That's it. Maintaining investor mindset. What it does is when you look at everything as being an opportunity, all that surrounds you is opportunity, you start to look at how to pull out value, right? And when we're talking about value, we're talking about assets, right? A piece of property, a vehicle, a contract, right? There's so many different asset classes, if you will. And now you start looking at how to add value, how to bring value out of things. Always, always, always maintain that mindset, right? It's going to serve you extremely well as you're moving forward. Be on the constant lookout for money, partners, and assets, right? Any combination, any of the time. And again, I talked about this in the marketing piece with social media. You never know who's going to show up, in a conversation. So putting it out there, always reminding folks that this is your focus, this is what you want to do. That needs to be, front and center on your radar. You're always looking for money, you're always looking for partners, and you're always looking for opportunities, assets, right? And then people will just start showing up in your world. I promise you. So I mentioned this, right? There's going to be hiccups. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be shitty days. There's going to be great days, and there's going to be shitty days. There's going to be a lot of days that suck. So it's part of the equation. It's just at what degree do you allow them to suck, right? What power do you give the things that show up in your world, right? The reaction to any given situation that you weren't expecting, right? That's where the power is. That's where you have the opportunity to give it significance or a lack of significance. So when I had the 2 leaking roofs, I gave that a major amount of significance. Here's one layer on top of that 2 leaking roof thing. We also got a call from, so I mentioned I do real estate sales. We also got a call from a really good friend of ours that had a house that they wanted to purchase. It was 800 and something thousand. So I don't remember what the commission was, but if it was 3%, 800,000, that's 24,000. Both of those roofs ended up costing right around 16 to 18,000, if I remember correctly. She called to tell us that she was buying that house, that $800,000 house, somebody else, who was like a second mother to her. I don't know. People and their excuses. So it hurt. It just added salt on the wound. It weighed down on us, and we let that scenario really gravitate, and put a lot of weight on us. We gave it a ton of significance, and it weighed us down until we finally kind of broke out of it and we're like, oh well, we have other friends. Oh well, she's still our friend. We just had to get over it, right? Because people make decisions, and that's okay. That's their prerogative. So whatever. But there are going to be scenarios that show up, and in those scenarios, last but not least, you need to remember your why. Okay, why are you doing this? What are you doing this for? Is it for a better financial scenario? Is it a better flexibility in your schedule scenario? Is it a better legacy for your family? Whatever it is, you need to keep that close to your heart. You need to visit it frequent and often, and especially in those moments where there's strife or challenges that present themselves, because there's always going to be challenges, right? In any given day, you just never know. So how you react and what level of significance you give them will determine what your immediate future and immediate outcome looks like in this industry or in any other industry, in any other vehicle ultimately taking you where you want to go, right? A lot of people don't get into real estate investing because they just love homes. I love homes, and I've seen a ton of homes, and they're just homes anymore. They're opportunities, right? But more importantly, what I've started to see as I peel back the layer, right? For me, impact and innovation are really, really big pieces of why I do what I do, and being able to impact somebody that is in a bad situation or impact their scenario in a positive manner. It's a really big deal to me, which is why I'm here doing this, putting myself on blast so that other folks can have the opportunity, right? And it's not about the money, it's about the good the money can do and the people that you get to meet along the way. So again, in scenarios where there's something negative that comes up, go and visit your why. Remember what you're working towards. Remember why you're doing it. And remember, the who around you that are there to support and to be supported, right? So this has been an incredible journey. I really appreciate the opportunity. Again, if you're interested in our coaching and mentoring options, go visit the link. Fill out an application, submit it, get it over to us. We'll take a look at it. We don't have a ton of space in the schedule. It's a pretty small, tight-knit group that gets into that equation, and primarily it's based around where you're at in your journey in real estate investment. So again, thank you so much for being here. In a world of all kinds of stuff, all kinds of attention grabbers, you chose to be here, and that means a lot to me. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for joining us. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email and we'll get back to you. So best of luck in your journey, and whichever vehicle you take, real estate is not a bad one, so consider it heavily. All right, adios.